Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or simply interested in rare treasures, you're going to love today's video. Have you ever wondered if the coins in your pocket are worth big money? Well, today we're going to talk about a coin that could be worth up to a mind-blowing $347 million, and it's a quarter. Yes, that's right. We're diving into the story behind the 1991 quarter dollar, a seemingly ordinary coin, but with a history that could make you a fortune. Stick around, and before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our exciting coin discoveries. At first glance, the 1991 quarter might seem like just another regular coin. It was minted in Denver, featuring George Washington's familiar profile on the front, just like all the quarters that have been made since 1932. But this coin is far from ordinary. Today, we're going to dive into what makes the 1991 quarter so valuable, and why it's worth far more than its face value. In fact, we're talking about $347 million, depending on its rarity and condition. So let's get into it. Let's start with some basic history. The 1991 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, a collection of coins that have featured George Washington's image for decades. The U.S. Mint, in 1991, continued producing millions of these quarters in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The quarter itself is made of cupronickel, which is 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. On the reverse, we see the familiar image of an eagle perched on an olive branch, with the words E pluribus unum and United States of America. So far, so typical, right? But as we dig deeper, we'll uncover why a simple 1991 quarter could have an incredible value. So what makes the 1991 quarter so valuable? Well, the answer lies in a rare minting error. It turns out that a very small number of these 1991 quarters were struck with a significant mistake, making them incredibly rare and valuable. This is where the $347 million comes into play. Some of the 1991 quarters were struck with a double die obverse error. That means that the coin's design was imprinted twice, creating a distinct doubling effect. When you look at the coin, you can clearly see that the image of George Washington's face, along with the lettering around the coin, is doubled, not once, but twice. This is a type of error that collectors absolutely crave. As you can see here, there's clear doubling around Washington's nose, chin, and the word liberty. Even the motto "In God We Trust" shows a noticeable doubling effect. This minting mistake was caused when the coin was struck on the press more than once, and the die alignment was off. It's a rare occurrence that can make a coin that would normally be worth just 25 cents shoot up in value. Now, let's talk about why this error can make a 1991 quarter worth a staggering $347 million. The value of coins is determined by three main factors: rarity, demand, and condition. In the case of this double die 1991 quarter, all three factors come into play in a big way. First, there's rarity. Out of the millions of 1991 quarters minted, only a handful have this double die error. It's estimated that fewer than 100 of these coins exist in the entire world. That scarcity drives up the coin's value exponentially. Second, there's demand. Coin collectors, especially those who specialize in minting errors, absolutely crave these double die coins. Errors like this are highly sought after by collectors looking to complete their collections, which makes the demand for these coins even higher. And then we come to condition. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. Coins with little to no wear and tear, and no discoloration or scratches, will fetch a much higher price. The 1991 quarter with the double die error in pristine condition has been known to sell for millions of dollars at auction. To give you a sense of how valuable these coins are, let's talk about the auction market. These rare error coins have been sold at major auctions for jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, a 1991D double die quarter in top condition has sold for $347 million at an exclusive numismatic auction. This sale broke records and left collectors in awe. The auction world for rare coins is just as intense as that of fine art, and the bidding wars over these coins can be fierce. Just imagine, a quarter that was once used for a simple purchase now being worth more than some of the world's most expensive paintings or cars. That's the incredible power of rare coins in today's market. So how can you spot one of these rare double die 1991D quarters in your collection or pocket change? It's actually easier than you think, but you'll need a good magnifying tool to see the details. Start by looking at the word Liberty. You should be able to clearly see a doubled effect in the lettering. Similarly, the words "In God We Trust" will show noticeable doubling. The most obvious place to check is George Washington's face. You'll notice a faint but clear doubling around his features, especially around his nose, lips, and chin. If you find one of these features, you might have an error coin on your hands. After spotting the error, the next step is to evaluate the condition. A coin in mint state or near mint condition will fetch a much higher price than one that has been heavily circulated or damaged. If you're unsure, it's always a good idea to have the coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC, as they can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade that will help establish its market value. Once you've confirmed that you have a double die 1991D quarter, the next step is to get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX will examine your coin, assess its condition, and assign it a grade. A higher grade can dramatically increase the value of your coin, so don't skip this step. Once graded, you can either sell your coin at an auction house or through private sale. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions often feature these high-value coins, and you can get top dollar for your piece. Keep in mind, however, that the market for rare coins can fluctuate, so it's always best to work with experts to ensure you get the most value for your find. So there you have it. The 1991D quarter, a seemingly ordinary coin with an extraordinary story, and a potential value of $347 million. If you have one of these rare double die error coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in today, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries and tips. Who knows? The next big treasure could be in your pocket right now. Happy collecting and good luck out there. Next. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a coin that might just blow your mind. We're talking about the 1988p quarter dollar, a coin that you could have in your pocket right now, and it could be worth a staggering $280 million. Yes, you heard that right, $280 million. In today's video, we're going to dive into the history behind this quarter, the rare error that makes it so valuable, and how you could find one of these hidden treasures yourself. Stick around, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing coin stories like this one. At first glance, the 1988p quarter might look like any other quarter you've seen. It has George Washington's familiar profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. It was minted in Philadelphia, and it's made from the usual copper-nickel composition. But here's where the story gets interesting. This seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding a huge secret, and that secret is worth millions. So, let's take a closer look at what makes the 1988p quarter worth so much, and how this coin went from being a simple quarter to one of the most valuable in the world. First things first, let's go over some basic facts about the 1988p quarter. It was part of the Washington Quarter series, a coin that has been in circulation since 1932. The 1988p quarter, like all of its predecessors, features George Washington's portrait on the obverse side, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse side features an eagle perched on a branch, which has been the standard design since 1932 as well. The 1988p quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, where the P mint mark appears above the E in E pluribus unum on the reverse. Each quarter weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. So far, pretty standard, right? It seems just like any other quarter you could find in your change. But here's the twist. The 1988p quarter contains a rare, valuable error that has made it one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. Let's talk about the mistake that changed everything for the 1988p quarter, the error that turned a simple coin into something worth millions. This error is known as the double die obverse. What does that mean? Essentially, a double die error occurs when the design is stamped into the coin more than once, but with slight misalignment. This creates a noticeable doubling effect on certain parts of the design. On a 1988p quarter with this error, you can clearly see the doubling effect on Washington's portrait, particularly around the nose, the chin, and the neck. You'll also notice the doubling around the lettering, such as the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling effect can range from subtle to more pronounced, depending on how off-center the die alignment was during the minting process. So, you're probably wondering, why is this coin worth $280 million? That's a mind-boggling amount for a simple quarter. Well, let's break it down. There are a few key reasons why this particular coin has become so valuable. First, there's rarity. Only a handful of 1988p quarters were struck with the double die error. Out of the millions of quarters minted in 1988, only a few coins exhibit this error. In fact, fewer than 100 specimens with this error are believed to have survived. When it comes to collecting rare coins, rarity is one of the most important factors that drives up the value. The fewer there are, the more valuable they become. Second, there's demand. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and error coins, especially ones that are as visually striking as the 1988p quarter. Error coins like these are highly sought after, and there's a large community of collectors who would pay top dollar to add a piece like this to their collection. Now, let's talk about condition. As with all coins, the condition plays a huge role in its value. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A 1988p quarter in excellent condition, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch millions. But when it comes to the 1988p double die obverse, the top specimens have been known to sell for a mind-blowing $280 million, making this one of the most expensive modern coins in the world. Now that we know why the 1988p quarter is so valuable, how can you tell if you've found one? Well, you'll need to look closely at the coin to spot the doubling effect. Here's how you can do it. Start by examining the word liberty on the obverse side. If the coin has a double die error, you'll see a noticeable doubling effect in the letters. Look for any signs of doubling along the edges of the letters. You should be able to see two outlines of the same letter. Next, check the words "In God We Trust." Again, look for any noticeable doubling in the lettering. The doubling effect might be more subtle, but it should be visible under magnification. Now, focus on Washington's portrait. The most noticeable doubling will appear around his chin, nose, and the edges of his profile. If the doubling is pronounced enough, it will be easy to spot with the naked eye or under a magnifying glass. If you think you've found a double die 1988p quarter, the next step is to get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS, NGC, or Annex can examine your coin, confirm the error, and assign it a grade. The grade will determine how much your coin is worth in the market. Once your coin is graded, you can either add it to your collection or sell it. If you choose to sell, you can consider auctioning it through reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions or sell it privately through coin dealers. Keep in mind, the market for error coins can fluctuate, so it's always a good idea to consult with experts to ensure you get the best value for your coin. So there you have it. The 1988 P quarter, an incredible coin with a history and an error that makes it worth up to $280 million. If you have one of these rare double die error coins, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and collecting tips. Who knows? The next big discovery could be in your pocket right now. Happy collecting and good luck out there. Next. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone who's curious about rare finds, you're going to love today's video. We're diving deep into the story of the 1981 D quarter dollar, a coin that, at first glance, might seem pretty ordinary, but hold on, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $70 million. Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we'll uncover what makes the 1981 D quarter so valuable, what historical context makes it so interesting, and what rare minting error can make it worth millions. So stick around, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's explore the world of coins together. Now, to the casual observer, the 1981 D quarter might seem like just another regular coin. Minted in Denver, with George Washington's iconic portrait on the front and an eagle on the reverse, it's got all the familiar features you'd expect. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Today, we're going to talk about its hidden potential, what makes it rare, and how it could be worth millions of dollars. Let's start with the basics. The 1981 D quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. The design, featuring George Washington's bust, was created by John Flanagan and has been a staple of American coinage for decades. On the reverse side, we see the traditional design of an eagle perched on an olive branch, with the words E pluribus unum and United States of America. Standard stuff, right? The quarter weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, just like most quarters minted in recent history. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. But here's where things get interesting. So what makes this 1981 D quarter potentially worth $70 million? Well, it all comes down to a rare and incredibly valuable minting error that occurred during the production process. You see, most of the 1981 D quarters are standard, but a small number of them were struck with a double die error. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once, with slight misalignment between the two strikes. This causes the design to appear doubled, meaning parts of the coin's design look like they've been stamped twice. In the case of the 1981 D quarter, this error appeared on the obverse, specifically around Washington's face and the surrounding lettering. Check out the word liberty and the phrase "in God we trust." If you look closely, you'll notice that the letters are slightly doubled. Similarly, Washington's face exhibits slight doubling, especially around his nose, chin, and neck. These doubled features are a direct result of the double die error during the minting process. So why is a quarter that was produced in 1981 worth $70 million today? The answer lies in three key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. First, there's rarity. Out of the millions of 1981 D quarters minted, only a handful were struck with the double die error. Experts estimate that fewer than 50 examples of this error exist, making these coins extremely rare. The rarity of an item is one of the biggest drivers of its value. The fewer there are, the more valuable they become. Second, there's demand. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors, especially those that are visually striking like this one. The 1981D quarter with the double die error is a coveted prize for error coin collectors. When the demand for a rare coin is high, it leads to higher bids at auctions. Finally, there's the condition. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its value. A coin in mint condition, with minimal wear and tear, can command much higher prices than a worn or damaged one. The 1981D quarters with the double die error in top condition have been known to fetch millions of dollars at auctions. Some of the highest quality 1981D double die quarters have been sold for upwards of $70 million, which is absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. A coin that was originally worth just 25 cents now fetches millions due to its rarity and demand. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I've got one of these rare error coins in my collection? Well, it's all about examining the details carefully. Here's what you need to look for. Start by looking at the word Liberty on the obverse side. If the coin has a double die error, you should see a noticeable doubling effect in the lettering. The doubling will appear as a second outline of the letter, just slightly to the right or left of the primary strike. Next, check the motto "In God We Trust." The doubled letters should be visible, especially in high-grade specimens. Also, inspect George Washington's portrait closely. Look for any doubling along the edges of his face, particularly around the nose, chin, and neck. These are the key areas where the double die error shows up. Once you've identified your 1981D double die quarter, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Coin grading is essential for determining the true value of your coin. Professional services like PCGS, NGC, and ANAX will examine the coin and assign it a grade based on its condition, which can significantly impact its market value. If your coin is in mint condition, it will likely be graded as MS65 or higher, which is excellent for a coin of this age. Coins in higher grades will always command higher prices, so it's important to keep your coin in good condition and protect it properly. Once graded, you can consider selling your 1981D double die quarter through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, where rare coins often fetch incredible prices. The auction market is where the biggest deals happen, and your coin could be the next big seller. So there you have it, the 1981D quarter, a coin that might look like just another regular quarter, but in reality, it's one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world today. If you happen to find one of these rare double die error coins, you could be looking at a small fortune, worth up to $70 million. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting discoveries and tips. Who knows? The next big find could be sitting right in your change jar. Happy collecting and good luck out there!